morning. Excuse me. Sorry I missed last week. Uh, I've been printing some objective markers for Trench Crusades, and they failed. I was sitting here trying to figure out why. Once again, the joys of 3D printing. Um, and it's always why. Anyway, hope everyone had a good weekend. I'm probably going to talk pretty fast. I missed last week. Busy week. A lot of stuff going on. And a short week. Me and Mike went up to the Siege of Augusta. Had a good time. Excuse me again. I don't know how the numbers were, but didn't seem definitely wasn't more than last year. But luckily, people were buying. A couple of the regular vendors, understanding, had to bail at the last minute, and I hope they're doing fine because it's good friends. But yeah, had good sales. Kurt with Miniature Building Authority was talking to him. He got some good sales, so fun weekend. Actually, didn't run any demos, but got lucky. Edward was running Fjord Serpents just right down from us, and then we took a bunch of Trench Crusade stuff that I've been printing. Still got to get our act together on that. But the guy was running Trench Crusades. Had a gorgeous table, all scratch built. So it worked out well. Also, they have a big Kings of War tournament. Walked in, and we've kind of forgot the Kings of War. In the last minute, we just kind of threw it on some of the tubs. Walking in, people saw it, and yeah, sold all my Kings of War books. So I got to add that to my list of things to order today. I did a little bit last night ordering stuff. Trying to find out some the right word. But yeah, I'm once again day behind on that. Appreciate Chelsea and CJ. CJ's Chelsea's son for holding down the fort this weekend, and had a good time. And store did well. Pre-release went very well. Josh ran a tournament / get together, kind of. I don't say a tournament, more of just an event for Shatterpoint. We had 13 people, I think. Went well. That was Sunday. So, but yeah, it's continue to be busy. Continue to add. Once again, I've said it multiple times: is new faces, good stuff. So yeah, last week was it was a week. You know, sometimes it was a week. Sometimes, as I say, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. I felt like last week everything I did just either fell apart, had to redo it. I had fraud on my credit card, and through several calls with my credit card company, ended up canceling my credit card Wednesday night. Only problem with that, I'm going to a convention. We left Friday morning. No way to get my new card, so had to do some financial rearranging to be able to, you got a hotel, gas, food, all that stuff. I didn't. No, I bought some stuff for the store. I got Bad Goblins games were there with Trailer Park Apocalypse. I did a restock with them. So, yeah, it's challenge to take a trip without a credit card. We pulled it off. Got my new card. Everything's good. Also, found out Saturday night I got scammed by a couple. Bought some cards. They tried to buy all my Pokemon cards, and we're just not selling. We're limiting the packs. But they were professionals. I kind of had the little feeling something was up. That is just. But they answered all my questions right. Even asked for an ID, and young lady produced an ID. Looked good to me. Um, anyway, and lesson learned for me, and I know it's just a challenge. I'd had just had fraud on my card and for my business, and then it's just ah, well, this gets me. It's the time and effort. They were professionals, the people that scammed me. Um, my card, once again, probably someone just got the number, and um, yeah, they were buying clothes from Paris, France. Yeah, that might be a flag with your credit card company. Uh, when all my stuff was, while dues a little overseas, not for clothes in Paris, France. It's a big flag. So, but yeah, I deal with that. Uh, I've got to call my security company, get some videos, have them pull some videos for me. Yeah, I got them on camera. I got a charge back from my credit card processor, which I'm gonna fight. Even though, yes, it was scam, but I felt like I did my due diligence, especially when the questions I asked them had them produce an ID. Yeah, I mean, what'd you do? And once again, not happy about it, and I don't just I'm not blowing off. Believe me, I'm doing. It's going to take many hours the next few days to deal with that, but it is part of business, and um, I know sometimes our customers might get a little. Not our regular customers. Once again, thank goodness I got some great regular customers. So I pick up people just I don't know come to the store. It's I I'm very positive with people. I don't think people in general mean bad, but like this couple, they were professionals. Me and Mike heard my conversation, and at one point, he was going to say something, but he was listening to me, and once again, he felt like I was asking all the right questions, and when the lady produced a driver's license, of course, was that fake? Who knows? Frustrating it is, but get over it, and that's just that's part of doing business retail. Be it shoplifting, fake credit cards. We've had a fake $100 bill way back. Um, and it just once again it goes back to I wish I could discount stuff. Some stuff, Fjord Serpents, sold out of all my Fjord Serpents. Ordered some, was working with Lucas out of Australia. Shipping continues just to be, when a third of my cost is shipping, depending on what I'm ordering. It makes a challenge, and the profit margins on some of the stuff is slim. Yes, even if I'm making 10%, I'm making 10%, but you can't operate a store because while that's profit on that product, it's overall, you still got all your overhead costs. I still got to pay the employees. I got to pay my electric bill. I got to pay rent. I got to pay, property taxes coming up. I've got that bill I got to pay. So, yeah, a lot more going on than hey, I made a couple dollars on, a stick of gum. Um, and then like this stuff it just happens. But enough on that. And but it was one of those weeks last week. I had to get blood drawn for uh, some medicine I'm taking. Yeah, I ended up having to go 3 times. Just what should have took 5 minutes. And once again, self-induced. Did a couple other things last week. Sometimes, and it's like it just snowballs a lot with everything going on. Very distracted with everything. And yeah, but we're gonna have a good week this week. We had a great weekend. I said overall, I had a great time. Uh, and as I definitely have mentioned in the past, cons get me. While I'm very tired. Um, it gets me re-energized about the business, about gaming in general, and all that stuff. So yeah, I got my laundry list. Mike's got some stuff that we need to jump on. We'll be heading down to Jacksonville the end of February, but then I'm turning around and going up. I think yeah, Richmond Open is going to be right after that, and then right now I've basically got one convention a month, so no time to slack off. I got some other stuff I've got to get done. I said I got to get some ordering done. Um, I didn't do any email. Well, maybe two emails this weekend, so I've got to get jump on top of that. But yeah, that's stuff that keeps me busy. Um, oh, the game. Said I want to start doing a game. I just looked over and saw it. I got a couple of copies of Heat. Heat is a racing game. It's back the old classic Formula One cars. It's kind of what it's based on. It's probably overall the best racing game I played. Corey's a big fan. We played several times, multiple games in a day. It is you can play in an hour, maybe even less, and so they do have a campaign, and we kind of modify it. But we've done a couple times. We've done 4 races back to back to back. It's fun. Um, has a tough AI. I honestly like the AI. Um, is it too much sometimes? Yes. But I don't like AIs where if you once you figure it out, which this is a very simple AI, you can just beat it and it's not a challenge. This AI once again kind of like a racing game. If it gets out front, it's tough to catch. So, and kind of unforgiving game if you do make a mistake. It is random. You use cards to move your card, and but yeah, fun game. It's overall very easy, but there's a couple things you really, I think you really to do well in the game against the AI or other people. Understanding when to go fast, when to you got to slow down, when to push it, when to be conservative. My problem with that in that game, I tend to you got a heat resource which is you use to push your luck. I tend to do that all the first couple turns, and I have to play the rest of the game very conservative. I'm trying to get better at um, not pushing it right off the bat. Sometimes you want to because once again, if you can get out in front, and it does have a very very good catch up mechanic. If you get behind, um, to help you catch up, and once again, because it is 7 cards in your hand, it can come down if you can get the right cards at the right time and kind of blow through a corner, and you can catch up. Um, is it tough? Yeah, but it's doable. And once again, you got to play your hand just right. There is definitely some luck. You draw the wrong cards at the wrong time, and you're like, "Uh-oh, this is not going to be pretty." But overall, simple mechanics. I like the AI. Um, not, I don't think this is. I like Formula D. That's dice, and once again, I don't think it's quite as random as Formula D. Formula D, you roll a D20, you get a result 1 to 20. That's a huge swing. In Heat, your base cards are 0 to 5. With most of the cards being 1 to 4. So once again, your bell curve, your average is going to be a lot more predictable on what cards you're going to have. So while there is some randomness, you can actually, I don't say count cards, but if you played your 5, if you played your 0. So there is that. Um, Moonstone, it's interesting. I had several people talk to me about Moonstone at Siege of Augusta, and I find it Moonstone. More and more people are playing, but especially like in Augusta and I guess less big cities that have a lot of bigger, not even big stores, big communities. I find there's 2 3 people playing. One guy, he's had it forever. He's got painted stuff, but he has never played. So I'm like, um, hmm, really thinking hard about taking. In fact, I think I'm going to do it. I think I just made up my mind. Take Moonstone and do some demos at Skirmish. Um, it's actually a pretty big line, but the way it's packaged and it's basically just miniatures, it's going to be easy to take. I can pretty much fit when you do. I do conventions, black men's with the yellow tops. That's kind of a standard. Can I fit stuff in that, and how many can I take, and all that stuff. So I think I can do it. I think I'm going to do it. So that's another thing I got to order more of. Good thing with that. Once again, their customer service, Goblin King Games. That's the parent. That's the company for Moonstone. I tell you, they're good. They don't mess around. It's come from the UK. They definitely know what they're doing. They're definitely on top of the game with the tariffs and shipping. Yeah, shipping's not cheap, but they do have it once again different tiers. And I found with them with shipping, it takes a while. You got to add stuff to your carts, strap stuff, add, but strap, because you want to max out the most product amount cost wise to meet the highest of that tier. And if you bounce over, go from medium tier to high tier, big box, medium box to big box, then you need to either add more stuff or take off 1 or 2. It goes all that shipping costs. I want to get the biggest bang for my buck for whatever shipping price I'm paying. That goes back to talking about Fjord Serpents with Luke over in Australia. It's Australian shipping. It's stupid. I think shipping from UK, dealing with Moonstone, it's expensive, and then you're adding another 10% tariff on that. But once again, you just have to work harder to find that sweet spot of products, costs to ship, type stuff. But yeah, I need to order that. But yeah. Oh, I'm so distracted. And once again, my mind's going to 50 bazillion ways to do with stuff I've got to get done today. I've got my new card. I've got to get accounts changed over. The mind's like, things we talked about. And once again, after a convention, my eyes like, I need to do this, change that. It's going 100 miles an hour. But back to Heat before I get more distracted. Great game, good family game. There is, and I don't know the age on it, but basically there's no reading. A couple symbols, so you could teach this game to younger kids, to people that I once again I think Jill would like it because I can teach someone to play in 5 minutes. Now, there's some stuff you just have to kind of learn from experience when you're playing the game, but once again, you pick up on it by the second, third turn in a game, you've got it. So I already mentioned it's probably one of the best racing games, and I enjoy racing type games out there. They've got 2 expansions and they've got another expansion coming out. So it adds another player, adds 2 more maps. So they're up, I don't know, 8, 10 maps now. So big variety. They also got advanced, not even really advanced, more stuff you can add to the game where even if you're playing the same track, it adds variety to that track. It's weather, is it sunny, is it rainy, is it snowing, stuff like that, which definitely adds to the game. But and then the new expansion, like I said, adds another player, so we're up to 6, 7, 8, 9 players plus the AI. Uh, that's what something I was trying to find out with the 2 expansions they added to the core game. They didn't change the AI. That's fine, but is something I would like to see. Not change it, but maybe add a little. Not because once again, it's simple and easy right now. I don't know, maybe add a couple of cards because it's AI's card driven. Just a little more, and I don't say variety because it's you can't predict what it's going to do. I don't know. Yeah, there's something more maybe with AI. I don't know. That's the problem. You start getting expansion, you start changing stuff like that, and it changes the game. So I don't know. But yeah, highly recommended. Uh, Definitely a 5 out of 5, 9 out of 10, however you want to rank it. Um, Good for family, good for once again, medium light game. Definitely one of those games you're not going to plan 30 turns ahead. Do you need to think about the next couple corners? Sure, but it's you can only do so much with the cards you're given and stuff like that. So if you like racing games, definitely check it out. If you like games that move pretty fast, because I know when we play with people that's played before, I mean it is fast paced. It's go 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 because you're all already, when you get done with your turn, you're already planning your next turn. And with it, if everybody's doing that, the game goes fast. So highly recommend Heat. I got a couple more copies in the store. Uh, Board Game Geek, it gets high rated, have ratings across the board. So check out Heat. What else? We got Monument coming. Talked to my rep. They got some cool stuff coming out. Biggest deal. I need to track down the video. Uh, they do streams a couple times a month or so, and one of the streams after New Year was about their contrast paint. So I want to go track that down and watch that, and I'll repost it. But yeah, they're coming out with contrast paints. So excited about that. Color Forge, I got a Color Forge order in that. Once again, I'm selling, continue to sell that out. Um, that's a primer. I'm carrying Frontline Gaming mats. Got a request for several mats from customers and regulars from Siege of Augusta. Basically, people live around here in Georgia, and so I got to get an order in for the mats. Very nice mats. The cool thing for me, they changed the way they were doing wholesale. For a minimum charge, I get my logo done on 2 corners. So good advertising. And here in the shop, when we do run a big event and people bring mats, we're using store mats. Now I can keep track of my mats. Just looking around, what else? What else? Got some other things. Painting products. Looking at some AK products bringing. I need to talk to that rep today. Also, because I've gotten into Trench Crusades and I've been watching other videos and even painting videos and other stuff. There's some enamel effects and enamel washes, which I was always kind of, I knew people use them. I'd actually watched 1 or 2 videos out there and over the years and just kind of went, no. But I found a video Um, and I was like, I could do that. Now, some of the advanced stuff the guy was doing, no, I have no time. And once again, he's painting one miniature. I want to paint 8, paint my faction up. And I think the enamel washes and effects is something, I could do. And I consider myself the average painter. So looking at getting some of that stuff in, so I need to talk to them. Where's my? There it is. So I'm gonna write me 2 notes, and I've got my notes from my back pocket from this weekend. You can see it's pretty much gibberish. I think only I can understand this, and I know Mike's got some notes, so we'll compare tomorrow. Oh, plus I got to unpack everything. So busy day, and I've spent already 26 minutes. And once again, this is what conventions I go back to get me excited about running the shop, running games, just the hobby in general. So if you've never been to convention, take the time to go to one. And I know I've talked about this in the past. Just pick up a day pass. Or once again, a lot of them, they'll just let you walk around for free. They have to charge you if you play games, understandable, but check out a convention. And I mainly go to miniature gaming conventions. I do some that are leans towards pop culture, and I'm talking about and I don't go to them, but we'll have to see in the future. MomoCon and Dragon Con are the 2 here. You do have Big Gen Con, which don't go to anymore, but that's the biggest general gaming convention. I don't know, maybe there is, definitely in the U.S. But I focus personally more on the regional historical / miniature conventions, but there's board games played there and this and that. So, but yeah, once again, if you haven't been, you need to go. Once again, I think it will get you excited about the hobby. You'll see stuff you had never seen. There's home brew rules. You'll see old games. We've been playing this from 1970. Same group. But huge tables. 4 8-foot tables put together. Tournaments. They had a Bolt Action, King's War, Flames of War, and seeing their miniatures, their tables is always cool. So yeah, get out and go to the convention. Swap meet. Last thing, we got a swap meet coming up. I've had a lot of people talk to me. I think we're definitely going to have a lot of people come out. If you're looking to table space, talk to Mike. You can either call the store, email the store, message the store. And because I got a feeling it's going to be full. We do have some cool stuff. So if you don't have anything to sell, just come and stop in and you might pick up some great deals. So I know we have like I said, a couple new people coming to bring their stuff, which is no one's seen. So yeah, come check us out and see what good deals you can find. There'll be some. With that, busy day for me. So I'm going to run, and it's been 30 minutes. So that's way too long for me. So you guys have a good week. Take care. Thanks for watching.